I think, once in a while we step away from the big baseball and football, and we stick with college. We go to the college routes. College football, TCU, short for, not many people know this, Texas Christian University. A lot of people wouldn't know where TCU is, but they've been a noisemaker recently. We've kind of kept you guys up informed what's going on with the realignment in the conferences, the super conferences coming together. TCU, to give you guys a little background, if you don't know this, has been a top flight football team for the past couple of years. I know you know. They needed some tougher competition. They wanted an automatic BCS bid, so a year ago they say, okay, we're going to the Big East. They have that automatic BCS bid. Everyone said, why would you go to the Big East? You're in Texas.
I knew that.
You knew that? Makes no sense. Well, they put those rumors to bed and decided not even to make it to the Big East, which it would have been after this season. Instead, they will now go to the Big 12, which has 10 or 9 teams, however you want to say it, because Texas A&M is going to the SEC. They will replace that for a 10th team in TCU. It's a better fit there in the Big 12.
Agriculture and military.
I thought it was agriculture and mining.
Military.
Military? You sure it's not mining?
No.
I think it's agriculture and mining.
I threw you off there. Go ahead.
You threw me off. I lost my train of thought. I'm going to throw it over to you, so watch out.
Yep.
But either way, Big 12 gets a team that's respectable, that fills in for Texas A&M. They're trying to keep their conference together. And the Big East, which just lost Pittsburgh and Syracuse, is hurting right now.
And one of the big aspects of TCU going to the Big 12 was the fact that they had to get informal permission from Texas.
Right.
University of Texas. UT. So this was a big coup for the Big 12 to be able to get Texas to agree, because their constituents have to agree,
of course,
to allow TCU in.
And Texas itself, the state operates like its own country. The colleges inside Texas operate as their own league, practically.
The high schools are treated as though they are pro football teams.
Right. I mean, Texas has their own network now, that longer network. They want to put high school games on their network. So they are really the granddaddies that control the Big 12. They've been said that the commissioner of the Big 12 is their puppet, which is for the most part true. They are a well-regarded school. And yes, they had to give the blessing to bring in another Texas team.
I knew that.
So you were right. With that being said, it really hurts the Big East. Does it do anything for TCU? I don't know, because long term, I see the Big 12 falling apart anyway.
Do you?
I do. Well, here's why. Because right now, as they have a revenue split set up, as all conferences do, Texas gets the lion's share of the money, some ridiculous amount, like of the billions of dollars. They get about 40% based on of the 10 teams. You have other big schools in the Big 12. You have Missouri, you have Oklahoma, would be the largest, probably the largest one other than them. You have your Oklahoma State, all very large schools that want to say, why is Texas getting all this money when we're playing the same conference, same teams as them? So with that being said, I see there being some issues. I see maybe a movement of these guys to the Pac-12, Pac-14 now. So I don't know if I see the Big 12.
You think Texas might move?
Texas.
Wow.
I'm going to say that Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-12 would love to see Texas and Oklahoma come their way. If they can work it out dollar-wise, it'll happen, because there's more money to be made there than staying in a league with the TCUs of the world.
We know it's all about football. We understand that as far as these movements, right? These realignments. But give me your perspective on teams like Syracuse.
Okay.
Traditional basketball powerhouses being forced to move due to football. I know it's an economics move, I understand that. Right. But talk about the other side. Talk about the trickle down onto the non-football schools having to move because of football.
That's tough to say, because I don't follow.
Jimmy Boeheim.
Right. I mean, who's way against that? Absolutely. I'm not as into and don't follow college basketball like follow college football. But I think personally, it hurts a Syracuse and a Pittsburgh. Two of the pretty much top 15, top 10 teams over the past few years. Those two schools. Now they're going down to the ACC in basketball, of course. Now they're going down to the ACC. Great for them in the sense that they get to play North Carolina and Duke every year. But other than that, top to bottom, Big East is really the league. When you have Georgetown, you have a lot of non-football schools. You have Seton Hall, St. John's,
West Virginia.
Yeah, then you got your West Virginia, who's still great. Your Notre Dame, who plays in the Big East for basketball.
Comeback season, last 5 years, comeback seasons for the Big East. Big East was down for a decade. Last 5 years, they've been fantastic. They put 8, 9 teams into
They
the
had
tournament.
11 last year, 11 teams.
Into the tournament over the past 5 years, they're going double digits recently. Then you pull someone out because of football and put them into another division.
It hurts, and yes, you know, everybody's going to want to see the Syracuse North Carolina game and the Syracuse Duke game every year, and great, good for them. But other than that, I mean, what's worth watching? You know, now you're going to miss out on those matchups. So, you know, the Big East tournament, which a lot of people say is better than the actual NCAA tournament.
Syracuse Seton Hall is a better game than Syracuse. A lot of teams in the ACC.
Right. Then you're, you know, who are the other guys? Like your Miami.
Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Maryland had a couple good year run, and now they're down to nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it hurts them. It really does stink that the basketball teams just get abused by the football, you know, brass and then the ownerships.
Agreed.